morning, evening, whatever time it is for you. My name is Stefan. I am the host of this here segment. Stefan reads Line News here on Small in Japan. Line is, of course, the biggest messaging app in Japan. It has its own Line News tab now, which aggregates news from across the Japanese internet, I think. And it has an algorithm that provides me with the dumbest news, apparently, to read to you guys on this here thing every single day. So, if this is your first time listening, my name's Stefan. I'm represented by Yoshimoto Kogyo, the biggest entertainment conglomerate in Japan. I guess I kind of have to say that as a disclaimer, although I am, of course, the least popular tarento in the country. So, just take that for what it's worth. If you want to reach us, you can find us on Twitter at small_in_Japan, or find me on Twitter at Stefan_Tetsu. Anyways, let's get to it. So, Line News has 2 rows of, pictures with headlines underneath them, and then sandwiched in between those 2 rows are 3 actual news headlines that are literally just headlines, kind of hidden for some reason, but that's the actual news. We'll get to that in a second, but let's get through all the fluff first. So, story number 1, and let me tell you what, story number 1 is a super fluffy one here. It's Sato Shiori eats shaved ice, a Hamburg steak, and unagi during summer vacation in Shizuoka Prefecture. And then she published all those pictures online on Instagram for her rabid fan base, apparently, to enjoy. So that is the entire story. Yes, it sounded like I was just doing a blanket summary of the story, but that's literally what the entire article is. So Sato Shiori is a model, I guess, and a tarento. She hosts a couple of TV shows. And anyways, I guess she had her summer vacation, and she ate a bunch of food, which she put up online, and her fans said such enlightening comments as, Shiori looks like she's so happy when she's eating, and your smile is perfect and so cute. And let me tell you what, those are some great, scintillating, deep comments from Sato Shiori's fan base. Anyways, there's really nothing else to say here, so let's move on to the next article. Story number 2 on our fluff row number 1 is about a couple. There's a YouTuber couple that was famous for being a couple. Yeah, Japanese YouTube's really, really weird. But this couple YouTuber who broke up, and he hid his breakup, and then eventually had that revealed by classic S-poster Gashi, who's also actually a sitting member of the National Diet at this point, but he's afraid to come back into the country because he thinks that someone's going to assassinate him when he comes back from Dubai. Sorry, that's a whole lot of backstory to get through there. But anyways, where was I? That's right. So this couple YouTuber who hid the fact that his YouTube couple broke up with his new girlfriend, apparently. And this is, of course, news because he showed up in a video, it looks like, with his old couple YouTube girlfriend on a collab video between their channels. So yeah, it's a weird relationship overall. I mean, if you want to pretend that you're a couple for views or whatever, fine by me. I'm not sure why Gashi had to reveal it, and I'm not sure why when he revealed it was such a big deal. It's YouTube, and it's not affecting anybody. So yeah, hopefully these guys find love, whether with each other as part of a business couple or with actual people who like them. Okay, so let's get to that bottom row of fluff news stories now. Story number 3 of 4 is about Tadanobu Asano, or Asano Tadanobu. I don't know why I had to say that in the English order there. And Nakata Kurumi getting married. So I'm pretty sure you know who Tadanobu Asano is. He's an actor. He's been in a bunch of different Hollywood movies and stuff. I mean, he was in Thor. What else was he in? Let's look at his IMDb page here. He was in the Mortal Kombat reboot as Raiden, apparently. And he was also in, let's see. I guess those are his big Hollywood movies, apparently. But he's also going to be in a remake of Shogun, the book, it's based off the James Clavell novel and has absolutely nothing to do with actual Japanese history for the most part. But Yeah, he's gonna be in that apparently. Anyways, he was married to Chara, who is this singer with like this really high voice, kind of like high raspy voice. They got divorced in 2009, and now he's getting remarried to a fellow actress who is Nakata Kurumi, who was also married, and so his daughter and his son are both models and actresses and actors, and her daughter, his new wife's daughter, is also a model. So yeah, it's a big old family of actors and actresses. They announced their marriage on Twitter today, and yeah, congrats to them. Hopefully things work out well. All the best to Tadanobu Asano in his Hollywood career. Anyways, number 4. Former Nogizaka 46 member Kashiwa Yukina is leaving her Shozoku Gym Show, so her agency, and is apparently going to a Mataku no Isekai, so a completely other world. So either she's going to Fantasyland or she is leaving the entertainment industry altogether, which is a common refrain for former idols for the most part. Yeah, so she posted this picture or this message up on her Twitter and probably her Instagram as well. It's just one of those handwritten notes. That's the thing that a lot of Japanese people, like entertainers, do whenever they have an announcement or they're announcing their retirement or whatever. They all like handwrite or they choose a font that looks handwritten and they put together a note instead of just posting it as as text for some reason. I guess to show how much that they really feel like whatever they're saying, they have to write it by hand. But anyways, this is what she did. She talks about how she's leaving Japan Music Entertainment, which is a company that I don't think I've really ever heard of before. And she left it she left it at the end of July, and she wants to thank everybody. She wants to so she entered the entertainment industry at the age of 8, and she had a lot of different experiences and stuff. And now she wants to go to a completely different world, and she thanks her family, the staff, and of course her fans for their support over the years as she goes to a separate world. So hopefully, everything works out for her in whatever she's going to do instead. She apparently graduated from Nogizaka in 2013, so it's like right before the peak of Nogizaka. So bad timing on her part, I guess, but hopefully everything works out for her. Anyways, moving on. That's all the fluff that we have today, but there are, of course, actual news stories to cover as well. Let's look at those top 3 headlines. So, the top story is not very relevant to me, a poor, struggling comedian, entertainer in Japan, but apparently, there is going to be they're going to kind of redo or change the tax exempt investment system in Japan to expand the annual investment limit. Then this is just a financial agent, the finance agency, I guess is what you would call it, a policy change. Yeah, honestly, this is a lot of stuff that I have absolutely no idea about. I'm not exactly a solid financial expert or anything, but apparently 2023, the national tax system and everything involved is going to be changing a little bit. So if you're a rich person with money to spare and extra property, I guess you have extra added incentive to invest. I guess. I am not sure what is going on here. Sorry. If you wanted solid financial news, go read the Wall Street Journal. Is that what rich people or financially interested people read? I have no idea. But go ahead and read that instead of listening to this. Story number 2 out of 3 of the top news headlines. So if you've been listening to the show for the last couple weeks, you know that the month of August has not been kind to the northern regions of Japan in terms of heavy rain. Just heavy, crazy amounts of rain, and the national government has decided to designate it as a major disaster, which means it's going to have increased funding, and apparently Prime Minister Kishida wants to make sure things get rebuilt and infrastructure gets established as soon as possible. So yeah, it's if you're planning a vacation to that area. Although if you're out of the country and planning a vacation to Japan, good luck. Uh, but if you're planning a vacation to the area, hopefully things get back to normal soon enough for you to enjoy that, and hopefully everyone who's living there will be able to resume their lives as much as possible. Story number 3: the nation's first asbestos lawsuit. Asbestos. Yeah, that's how you say it, right? The nation's first asbestos lawsuit ended in a settlement. So, it's a construction material manufacturer and a family were in a lawsuit, and there was a settlement in that case. One of the workers for this company uh, died from asbestos exposure, one way or the other, and his family sued, and this maker has settled apparently. So chalk one up for the big companies. Hopefully, this family got what they deserved for this case, and hopefully, Japanese companies are apparently aware of this 30-year long information, or we've known this for like a long, long time, right? We've known that asbestos is bad for a while. So hopefully Japanese manufacturers figure that out, and we can live in houses without dangerous chemicals in the roofs. Anyways, that's all for the news today. Thank you guys so much for listening. You can find us on Patreon, patreon.com/smallinjapan. We're going to be fixing that up as well. And also find us on Twitter, small_in_Japan. Until next time, I am Stefan, saying don't lick your ceilings, especially if there's asbestos in them. Until next time.